Guten Morgen. It's wonderful seeing you all here, coming to our fourth DLD here in Brussels. It's a good feeling that you all are interested in our topics, in our ongoing with DLD. I'm very proud and happy to be hosting the fourth conference here in Brussels, the capital city of the EU, and we are here in the Bavarian embassy. I call it embassy, but it's the Bavarian representation to the European Union. What? Embassy is easier. That's true. Only last Sunday, we were all reminded of the most crucial reason why the European Union is something to be proud of. The commemoration of the outbreak of the Second World War in September 1939, only 80 years ago. Out of the atrocities, the hatred, the tragedies of this war, the great idea was forged that only a united Europe would secure peace and prosperity. Imagine, only 80 years ago. 80 years ago. Very, very small step in our history. And what has changed everything? For most of us here, the optimistic idea behind the European Union is an unquestioned reality. We are living in peace, still in stability, and at a considerable level of prosperity. Nevertheless, the world holds challenges on many other levels that the EU is faced with. Be it the perils of climate change, the opposition against further European integration, the rise of protectionism, populism, nationalism, and chauvinism inside and outside of Europe. The shifting of global economic power balance between West and East. The coarsening of the political dialogue. The open disrespect for democratic processes. Or the multifaceted effects of advancing technologies. You all read the news. I don't need to go on. All these urgent and disquieting issues are the first reason why we're here today. DLD is a European company. Who of you have been at DLD before? Look at this. It's a community. DLD believes in the European Union, its values, and the vision of a united Europe. We strongly believe in the economic and political strengths of our united continent, despite all discord. The second reason why we're here with DLD is because since 15 years we explore one key question. How is digitalization changing and shaping our world? Artificial intelligence, fake news, populism, data protection, cybersecurity, copyright, surveillance capitalism, the global race for technology leadership, and so on. All these are even major challenges that the EU, its citizens and companies are faced with. All of them are directly linked to the unstoppable force of digitalization, for better or for worse. DLD has long, and long understood and evangelized the digitalization digitalization plays a vital role in the future of our world. We know it is the baseline that constantly plays in the background and sets the pace of economic and societal change. So before challenges connected to digitalization turn into uncontrollable problems that nurture discontent, insecurity, and worst of all, fear and mistrust. It is our mission to name them, to discuss them, and to find viable and pragmatic ways of solving, or at least dealing with them. This is the special link we try to provide here with DLD Europe. It's my appeal to you to keep alive the vision of a strong, united Europe with optimism and courage, which is this year's motto of DLD, by the way. Let us learn about digital technologies like AI or quantum computing, and their pros and cons. By the way, who of you can code? I see around, out of 200 people, I see merely 10. That's not enough. Let's take pragmatic action to see how transformative technologies like machine learning, robotics, bioengineering, or blockchain can be put to the best possible use, but also how they need to be controlled and regulated. Let's use our rights and abilities as citizens, entrepreneurs, and decision makers to courageously shape our reality, rather than lamenting the ongoing transformation of our world. And let's discuss today the implications of the fundamental technological shift on our human-machine relationship. We trust in navigation systems and algorithmic prediction. We even let them willingly take over our decisions and let them overrule our common sense. Let them overrule our common sense. Do this mean that our free will is in danger? That our lives can be predicted? That we can be manipulated by technology? Do we need a new conception of the human being, or a new kind of a Hippocratic oath for coders, for engineers who control the algorithms that control our lives? Imagine, probably there will be a million coders out of a population, world's population of 10 billion humans. A million coders versus 10 billion people. I know it's a very generalized idea, but it's a relation we should consider if we talk about digitalization. These are the thoughts and topics that move me at DLD, but I strongly believe they are important to all of us. So let me tell you a little bit about what you can expect during this conference day. We would, of course, like to address all the urgent issues I mentioned earlier, from climate change to the strategic disinformation and the cyber defense. We can't achieve this in one day, but we can highlight subjects that we consider as relevant in our context. What's very important, next to big visions, in my view, is to pay attention, very close attention, to the details behind the big pictures. Of course, it's easy to have visions. We change the world. But the devil lies, der Teufel liegt im Detail. I don't know if it's the correct translation. The devil is in the detail. No dream project or no dream has ever come into reality without pragmatic, detailed work on emerging problems. Europe, in my opinion, is a continent of reason and well-balanced, value-oriented decision-making. While many of this session today will be showing the value and necessity of setting clear rules for sensitive issues like the use of personal data or artificial intelligence in a business context. We will look into how policymakers and companies can work together more efficiently when it comes to take responsibility for a fair and open digital society. We'll be hearing how entrepreneurial thinking can help create new ecosystems and open our minds for looking at seemingly unsolvable problems from a different angle. We will get first-hand insights from 2 European commissioners, and we will hear from the young Europe about their vision for the European project. To wrap it up, it is my belief that the digital age holds more opportunities than challenges and can pave the way to future economic prosperity. But we have to set the rules to make this future sustainable, fair, and value-oriented. We have to use technology to its maximum potential, but we have to use it for the good of mankind. For the good of mankind. You should clap, because I think it's a really important thing. For the good of our European vision and the good of our planet. Thank you. Let's start now. Let's welcome our first speaker, Michael Klaus. I'm proud to call to the DLD Europe stage Michael Klaus, permanent representative of the Federal Republic of Germany to the EU. Europe is a powerful political and economic union. You heard it. However, global leaders of the digital economy come from the US and more recently from China. Here, Europe needs to find the right balance of cooperation and competition to uphold its economic sovereignty. Michael Klaus will share his long-standing expertise in foreign affairs, as well as his first-hand knowledge of China with us, where he served as ambassador extraordinary and plenipotentiary. Plenipotentiary? You have to explain it to us, before Brussels. Michael, the floor is for you.